All right, hi everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a good day. Um, Here we go. We got the frame all cut out. We're going to do a few different things. We're going to peel the paper off. We are going to add a carbon fiber piece right down in through here to help strengthen this tail so it doesn't flex as much. We did change the line here before it was kind of angled and up to here. So what I basically did was went in a half an inch from where that mark was and just drew a straight line straight on down. It still gives us, if we straighten this out here, still gives us that angle, which I like. I'm not big on having it straight up and down. I like a little angle. I think it helps just a little bit with the control surfaces having that little slight angle. I like the way it performs, so that's why I do it that. Uh, excuse me. But this is the new thing. It gives us more meat here, especially with this control surface being bigger. It's going to give a little more pressure there, so I want to make sure that I have enough meat. It was a little thin here. I was very worried about it kind of tearing that off, and I don't necessarily want to put a cross brace in across there or up through here if I don't have to. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and make a mark. Now, just to show you here, made sure, now because this is going to end up being the bottom, because we're going to take these two pieces and put them like this, I like to have my hinge cut on the bottom. It's just a personal preference. I think it flies a little nicer when it's done that way. So what I've done here is transferred that onto the other side. Real simple. Use the pattern and marked out the dots and everything. So I like to do this hinging and everything else while the paper's still on. It gives it a little more strength when we're doing that kind of stuff. So first thing, again, nice clean fresh blade, is we're going to come in here and we're cutting this loose. Okay, so we'll push in at our point, go straight on down, and then just drag straight across. Now we will need to create a little bit of relief cut there so it doesn't rub when we go to there, but that's something we'll cross to. I'll try not to get this on my hot glue. And then we're going to go ahead and make this cut, but the key here is do not cut all the way through. Okay, we just want to come down. I'm going to go ahead and use my ruler on this. I like to have these cuts as straight as possible. So here we go. And first thing I do is just score the paper. That is going to be the toughest. And then I just gently, quite a few times, just going down a little bit at a time, down through that piece like that. Then I come over and I just test it, see how it does. Is it cut enough through? If it isn't, which it isn't, which is fine. Again, I like to do this in steps. I don't want to try to go through quickly in this. This is definitely take it a little at a time. You can also dull the tip or use a duller blade to make this cut. I just kind of go by feel. Alright, let me test it. It should, there we go, break free just like that. That's exactly what we're looking for. That's perfect. If you notice, I brought the camera down a little bit so you can see through here. And the reason why there is how I like to bevel my edges here. I have to move a few things so that I can get this in the camera view here. So what I do is I take this and I fold it all the way over 180 degrees. Alright, get rid of this little bit here. And we bring it over to the edge. The reason why is when we go to cut our bevel, we need that extra space so that we can angle this. Me personally, I like it to be a nice clean cut. You can definitely do this by freehand if you'd like. I just choose not to. And what I do is I come in right about there, about a little less than 1/4 of an inch or so. And I come in with my knife and I drag it along that edge, keeping in mind that we don't want to cut through the paper on the other side. If we do end up, it's not a big deal. We can just tape that up, which we're going to tape. So I start it in just like this, and again we're going to angle it like this. Don't want to cut straight, we want to do an angle. This is going to help give us a nice clean straight cut, and we just drag it across. This is why a nice clean blade is important. Here we're going to come in trying to maintain that angle. We're just going to cut to there and then trim it down till it comes out. Now, it's not perfect, so we're going to go ahead and come in with just a little sandpaper very lightly. Doesn't take much with this, and we're just going to clean that up. You can see it's right down on that edge. It's perfect. It's beautiful. Now, I like my joints to be a little tougher, a little stronger. So what I do, because I'm going to tape that inside edge, I need a little bit of relief for when I put the tape on. Okay, so I'm going to come in and I go about 1/8 width or so, maybe a little bit more on this, and again down to that paper, being very careful, very gentle. I just cut out a tiny bit of relief. This has become easier because it's off there. Boom. Again, checking it, make sure we're good to go. It's not quite there, but that's okay, because we're going to come in and we're just going to just drag this gently, very lightly. It's 100 grit, so it doesn't take a whole lot. And that's perfect. We're right down onto where we want to be. Excellent. Put that away. Now, we could obviously hot glue that for a hot glue joint. They do work really well, but in my case, what I favor is the tape to make it go a little stronger. Here's what I do. So I take my ruler like this, I come over with my tape. You can kind of measure out what you want. We'll just tear that real quick. And I come over and I try to split this, okay, right on the edge of the ruler. It's got a little tough because I usually do this a different way, but that's fine. We're doing this for the camera. So it doesn't have to be perfect, just close. There we go. About half and half. Then we'll take this over to the edge of the table. X-Acto blade, and we just trim right along. This keeps a nice straight cut. Splits it in two. We've got our two pieces. Okay. What I try to do is I stick it onto here so that I can access it when I need to. And we've got two that we got to do. So at this point, we've made our cut there. Like I said, if you really wanted to, you could do a hot glue. You take a scrap, you open this up till it's flat. You put your hot glue right down the center, and you just squeegee straight across like so. Need to sand just a little bit more, as I can see it over here. We'll get that going. There we go. Nice flat edge, super important. And now what we're going to do is we're going to peel our paper. So we'll start over here. We're going to peel this paper. Now I don't peel the other side yet. We'll go over to that side and peel that when we get to that. Peel all this up, and then we peel this little tail section here, straight on down. Then I just tear the paper, because all I want to work on is this. That's it, nothing else. as you can see, this is longer than we need. That's good. Just set this down. Always make sure we got a clean surface when you're tacking that down. And got a clean edge and a ripped edge, so we're going to use that clean edge. And what we do, see if I can do this for the camera. So use that clean cut edge, and I split the difference there. Oops, sometimes it comes unstuck, it's okay. Try to do this for the camera so you all can see. Excellent. And then I just come down, make sure again, as I'm coming down, I'm splitting that. It's a little off, it's fine. We'll peel this up and see what we did. That looks good. So we press down here, roll it over the edges. It's alright if it's a little off like mine, it's fine. We are going to trim up a lot of this. Come on down, roll those edges just like so. And then I take my nail and I just run it down the sides there. Just running it down. I think I've shown this before in a video. Get that secured down, take our knife, and we're going to just trim this off. Just like so. At least freeze that up. Come to the other side over here. And we're just gonna, I forgot to turn my notifications off again. I'm sorry about that, folks. Thanks for putting up with me and my notifications. Lay this down and just trim up like so. Problem with these videos is once I realize I've forgotten to turn off my notifications, well, we're doing a live demonstration here, so not much chance to go back and clean that up. So again, I do apologize. Alright, so we've got our joint nice there, and we're just gonna pull that over. Now you see how this is binding up. We're gonna cut a little relief in that, but for now we've got one joint, and it's alright that that's this way. We're gonna come over here. Our other side, we're going to peel our paper here. Now when you peel the paper, it does have a tendency to curl. Want to curl it, your foam, and that's just the nature of it. There's nothing wrong with that, but it will flatten it back out again when you do that. It lays nice and flat. So we'll take our second piece of tape here. Look for that ragged edge and that clean edge. And again, we're going to start right at, let's see if I can turn this a bit. There we go. I'm going to start right at that edge where our cut line is. You can be just a little off of it, it's fine. Come on down, like so. A little wrinkle, I'm just going to, so I don't press down hard when I first start. I'm just trying to get it to adhere, and then we're just going to rub our finger down, make sure that's nice and clean. Again, we'll take our, we can flip this over, it's a lot easier. Let's scrap out of our way. And come down here, we're just going to follow the lines of our piece of foam, like so. Done it right, everything comes off, got a little bit extra, that's not a big deal, makes it nice and clean. And then we're going to free up this tip up here. The way we do that is, you see where it's at, we're just going to come in and just trim the tiniest bit off, just like so. Put this open. That little bit, then clear that. We still got a little drag, but that's okay. We're going to come back in. We're going to, again, just clear that piece out and come in and kind of clear it with the back edge of our scalpel blade, X-Acto blade. I'm just trimming tiniest bit off of there. Trying to keep our drag down, just clearing it out with the X-Acto blade. And there we go. We've got that little bit of a gap. We've got a hinge that goes both ways, and that's nice and good. Now, the one thing that we didn't do is put in our spar, which we're going to do now. Alright. We will have to make some marks. So, get our ruler. So what I did was from that hinge line to about 1/2 inch, which is, oh, perfect, right about where that is. And then went down here and went from this edge to where the keys are going to split, and I make a little mark there. Okay. At this point, we're going to need to peel this piece here. Alright. Now we're going to take our carbon fiber piece. It's going to go all the way to the top there and down here, and we're going to mark that with our finger. Just like that. We're going to take our blade and we're going to roll it to get that initial score mark. Yeah, it traveled a little bit. Not a big deal. Where am I? And what we're going to do is we're going to find that score mark with our pliers. I just feel it. There we go. And get a little crush and spin and keep going. And we'll get that mark all the way around. Like so. And once it's there, it should just snap like that. So I do want to find my sandpaper here. Just want to clean that edge up just a little bit. Just by sanding it. Makes it a little cleaner. Just a nice thing you can, if you're worried about the carbon fiber unraveling, you can put a little drop of CA on there. And that'll be just fine to keep it from going. So we're going to check this. And we need to trim just a touch more off, it looks like. Not a lot, just a touch. So let's go ahead and sand that off. 100 grit goes really, really fast. See how we did here. Right into our mark. A little bit more. It's alright if it's short. What we don't want is it long. Be very careful with the carbon fiber dust here. You don't want to be breathing that in. Here we go. That looks good. So what we're going to do here, we're going to take our ruler. We're going to go right onto our marks. There and there. We're going to make a little line with our pencil. And then we're going to come in and we're going to cut right on that line, right down and down. Okay, one more time. We're trying, whoops, I kept going off on that one. Trying not to cut all the way through. We'll have to glue this piece on. It's a nice reference, and what we're going to do, we're going to come in and we're just going to cut the tiniest V-notch in this. Just trying to open it up enough to allow that carbon fiber rod to go in. See that little sliver come out? That's what we're looking for. Turn this so that I can get to the other side here. There we go. Trim that little V-notch out. You can use the ruler obviously on this to keep it nice and straight. We are going to glue it in, so that should be not a problem if we're a little off. Okay, so that's there. We're going to test fit our piece. I want it to set in a little bit more than that, which is not a problem. So what I'm going to do is take the carbon fiber. We've made the V-notch, and we're just gonna press in, right? Just press that in. What it's going to do is take the V and turn it round, which is the shape of the carbon fiber rod. Come over this way again, just pushing gently down just to create a depression for our carbon fiber to sit in. That's nice. Now, it's not completely flush, and I've only gone about halfway. I'm going to push down just a touch more. Again, I don't want to go all the way through. Just enough. Feel how that, hear how that squeaks in there. That's really what we're looking for. Now, of course, you see how this goes over. We're going to have to notch those feet or those keys to let this go in there. But that's sitting real nice. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take our glue gun and we're going to just put a tiny bead, ooh, a bit much there, straight on down and straight on down. And then we're going to put our carbon fiber tube in, trying not to glue our joint, and press down our piece into there. At this point, I'm going to use a weight to hold this down nice and flat to our surface. At this point, we do not want any wobble in this. So we're just going to let that sit for a bit, and don't be in a rush to this, you know. They say 30 to 45 seconds, the glue is dry enough. We're going to let it sit for a good minute. And you can sing a song, do whatever you'd like. I have to clean up my work area at this point. Get a little cleaner work area. Maybe take a little drink. It's cold, but it's very dry right now here in California. Also, the cold weights help cool everything down, so it should be pretty dry now. Excellent. So now, when we put all this together, we're going to get a lot less flexing going on, which is important. All right, so I have glued that joint together, and what we're going to do is just free it up by making a cut. I'm going to try to clear out any glue on either side. There we go. We're getting a little bit of a drag through because I damaged that foam a little bit. We should trim that piece out. That looks like our tape. No, that's glue. So let me trim that glue off. Is that our carbon fiber? No, that's glue. Just trimming it out so we get no drag across. Being very stubborn. There we go. Pick that off. Perfect. Now we got it free moving. You see it's sticking up a little bit there. We'll just go ahead and file that down. File that down and everything will be good there. So that's one down. We'll need to do two. Obviously this goes like this. So on the top we'll have This, if you really don't like the look of it, we can take this tape and cover over this whole thing and hide it. I don't mind having a little bit of carbon rod showing. It shows how strong we're making the model, right? So again, no, very little flex now going in that way, especially once we get the other cross piece in. So at this point, we would go ahead and do the other side and then start gluing in our airframe together. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and do the second one off camera. This is just so you can see this. And then in the next video, once we've got everything done here, we'll go ahead and glue our airframe together. So that is going to do it for this. This is how you do that. This is how I hinge. Again, if you don't want to use the tape, which I think just makes it more durable, especially if it's a model that you like and you enjoy flying. Doing this, taping versus gluing it in and everything else, it's going to make it a lot stronger, you know, especially because, as you saw, we peeled, right? But we didn't peel the other side until we put this down. This helps hold it in place so that when we flip it over, we get this nice clean edge here. So we keep that paper on for strength. As you can see now, as I've been touching it, you can probably see all these little dents and dings that happen in the foam because it's unprotected. That's just the way it goes. You know, we're getting a little bit of flop in through here. We might go ahead and do something, maybe another piece of carbon up through here, just to strengthen this piece out a little bit more. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and do that while we got the hot glue gun going. We'll go ahead and add that in. Probably go somewhere just like this. I want to try to cross a bit so that I've got a nice bit in there. So let's do some measuring on this. Got the tip there, body is straight. We'll go in ½ inch. We can go straight with it. Does that seem good? Yeah, we'll get that edge there. Our body's nice and flat. Hitting that middle part, we're going to trim this right here. So we're almost done, but we're going to want to do this right. Okay, I always save my extra pieces. You never know what they're going to end up being good for. Clean that edge up. Oops, that piece is moved. And the edge there, half and half. So I'm going to make a mark. Make a mark. You can see my two little marks. So I'm going to put my ruler down right on those marks. I'm going to make a cut right through that tape. That's going to be a bit of a tougher one. We're just going to make sure we're cutting down through that tape. There we go. Just a little more. Perfect. And from here, we should be able to drag our carbon fiber right down. Get the nicer edge here. There we go. Keep dragging it until we get it down to where we want. I don't think we need this piece of tape here. We'll go ahead and take that right off. It doesn't serve any purpose. Press down, slide it down in there. Go the other way. We're making sure that we're making it nice and even. test fit our piece. Yep. Just a touch more up here. Give our space for the glue. I'm happy with that. Again, we'll take our glue. We're gonna just put a little bead down in there. Take our carbon fiber, stuff it on in there. And we'll take our weights once again, keeping everything nice and flat. Give that a minute to cool. So, yeah, with the thinner foam like this, putting reinforcement in is always a good idea to strengthen that up, especially on longer pieces, things like that. You always want to make it a little bit stronger when it goes in there. So we let that dry. We'll come back. We'll give it a test. So now that we know everything that we're doing, we got our marks on everything. So it's just a matter of transferring that onto the other side and gluing that up. Which is this side, but we'll be doing it on that. Give it a little bit more time. Yes, I have a very squeaky chair. It's an older chair, but it works really, really well. Now again, we got this carbon fiber dust. Just dump that into the trash. Make sure we're not breathing that in. And there we go. So it gives a nice strong tail surface. Yeah, strengthen this up a whole lot. Don't have to worry about flexing and tweaking. And that's going to be really, really nice. Good, strong control surface for us. You know, I can actually push down here with confidence, knowing that it's going to be good. Now, our control rod will be coming down. Get this in the camera here. Coming down through this way, and we'll have it angle up just a tad bit, and we'll have our control horn right around there. This will come down, and so that's our meaty side where our control horn will be, and that's what's going to be bending it, moving that control surface up and down or back and forth as it were. I'm very happy with this. I will go ahead and do the other side off camera and finish that up, get it ready for the meeting up of these two, which will be in that next video. So stay tuned. Like and subscribe if you haven't. We have had a lot more subscribers. In the last week, we've gotten 11 new subscribers. So welcome if you're a new subscriber. Really, really appreciate you subscribing to this and coming back every time to see what's going on. I've gotten a lot more likes of our videos. That's really great. It helps the algorithm. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please think about doing so. It helps with the algorithm, helps the visibility of this channel. So definitely do that. So there it is, folks. Go make it. You can do it. Have a nice day. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next video.